Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where, to no one's surprise, the Agarian League declared war on us. This is deeply not shocking in the slightest. However, we did discover that we apparently have a very large wartime production boost. It appears to be related to whether we are at war or not, which is interesting. I don't know where that's coming from, but it definitely appears to exist. So that's interesting. Kind of baffling, but also interesting. It only appears to be affecting our food and our alloy production, which is exactly what we need. So that seems good, blooms. I guess? Okay. Well, vitality boosters have finished up, and empire size from Pops is something we could grab. It's not the biggest of deals, but I guess it's okay. And we're going to be coming in and attacking this dimensional fleet very shortly. This is a whole thing here. And that is going to be painful for us, for sure. We're going to head in and attack that here in about 50 days, and it's going to be painful for us, but it's going to be more painful for them, because we are going to win that engagement. We're going to push down with this fleet, and the idea behind this fleet is I want to come in and cut off directly to Alioth, like this. That's going to put in a position here that they cannot bypass, similar to Kellendine. Speaking of which, I would like to grab these guys, and we had said that we couldn't find a path to get here before. We can jump drive to it. I don't know why we can't get it to it otherwise, though. That's very bizarre. So we're going to jump drive to it and see what happens here. It should be interesting. We should be able to get here. I don't know why we can't. And I don't know how this fell either. I think that's a bug. But whatever. So in we jump, and it should be absolutely fine. There's no real problem here. We'll get this taken back with no issue, and we'll take out this deep space citadel. No issue there either. Okay, the game is frozen right now. Interesting. I'm not sure what that was. But as we can see, our Weavers and Maulers are going to swarm on the wrong side of the system. So, you know, that's exciting. We've still got that bug going on. Not much is going to change that other than Paradox issuing a patch, I think. So that just is what it is, and this is fine. We'll just get this taken down very slowly. It's not the end of the world. So with that in mind, we are going to be taking back Wu Wei, and we are currently engaging this dimensional fleet. So that looks good, but the main issue here is I'm concerned about our Maulers and Weavers swarming here instead of attacking the dimensional fleet. We'll see how that goes, but I'm definitely very concerned about that. Are they going to pivot? These guys did. So at least some of them are, I guess. We're doing a lot of damage to the dimensional fleet regardless. So it's fine? I guess it's fine. Some of our Weavers and Swarmers are attacking it, and that's enough. So that seems okay for now. I want to come back over this direction. So this fleet is still attacking this citadel because it's, you know, got its people on the wrong side of the system. It'll take it a moment. We're through the shields, we're through the armor, we're attacking the hull at this point, and there's not very much left here. Eventually that'll end. We won our battle up this direction, which is obviously expected. And we're going to have a similar problem down here, I suspect, where this is going to take a while to take down, but it won't be nearly as long. So that'll be good. So we'll get all of that taken over, and we're busily working on getting some of this stuff taken. Oh, interesting. They're occupying in Barban? And we're attacking in Algol. Wait a sec. These deep space citadels reverted back to them. That's interesting. I wonder if they're supposed to do that, or if that's a bug. Because that's almost certainly what happened here. We couldn't get to here because the Deep Space Citadel was FTL inhibiting. That has to be a bug. That absolutely has to be a bug. Interesting that they reverted back, though. Well, that's okay. This is only going to be in so many locations, right? There's only a few of them. So there's Barban over here. This is the same scenario. And there's Algol over here. And I think that's the only locations where we were affected in this manner. So that should be reasonably fine. In all of these cases, though, I'm also noticing that this is also times when we have significant swarming bugs.
Shelter engaged.
I wonder if that's related. Interesting. Well, we do see some interstellar Favarian conglomerate fleets down over here. We're not scared of the interstellar Favarian conglomerate, to be clear. And I want to grab our fleets here, and they're going to head over to Vril-Raka, and we're going to start bombarding over those. I want to be on indiscriminate bombardment for all of these fleets. And we're, of course, going to have to start issuing some reinforcements. So, Weaver, as the only reinforcement we need here. For the Flourishing Corolla, nothing. For the Blossoming, nothing. For the second Corolla, we will need a few Maulers. In fact, quite a number of Maulers. And we're just going to put in some juveniles there. Cool. 303. Why did it let us go to 303? That's weird. We do need to get these weavers in here as well. So we're going to do that. We'll put in some juvenile weavers here. Perfect. And that's good to go. So that's now at full strength. This is good. The 8th Corolla just needs a singular Mauler. We'll get that produced. The 9th Corolla is fine. The 10th Corolla is going to need a Stinger, although apparently that's here. It just needs to travel. The 11th Corolla, this one needs a little bit of work. Specifically, it lost all of its Stingers somehow. We're going to add in some additional Stingers here. We need 9 of them. There we go. And we'll get that reinforcing. Okay, I don't know how we lost our Stingers for the 11th Corolla. Where is the 11th? Hang on. 11th Corolla should be over here. Did it never have its Stingers? Maybe they were in transit. That's a possibility. Regardless, we'll get them produced back anyway. So that seems fine. We'll get this all under control. No issue there. And we're currently pretty handily winning this war. We'll see what happens when the Agarian League decides to actually show up. But for right now, they don't seem interested. So we'll get all of these awkward bits under control. And that'll be absolutely fine. I want to make sure that we are getting claims out over this direction. So we're going to make a claim out on Littagina. That'll be perfect. And the center of the universe's fleet over here, I don't know why I said it like that, but this is going to finish these up eventually. But yeah, these flipping like that is kind of wild. I wonder if we could have destroyed them when we were at peace to prevent this. I don't know. It's an interesting question anyway. So that's all well and good. We're going to get these taken care of eventually. This is very slow because we're splitting our fire here, and our weavers and our maulers are just chilling over here for no reason. But that's okay for the moment. I'm not too concerned about that. So over here in Littagina, I'm wondering about the bombardment progress here. That's going to take a little bit. Okay, that's noted. We've got these fleets, which are currently setting up to cut off these guys from any potential reinforcements, and that will be perfect. We are apparently fighting in Gregmora as well. Ah, another station over here. Now, this one was out of range of any of the others. Yeah, all of these flipped over. And apparently have shipyards in them? Wacky. Okay. I'm assuming that isn't going to be the case for anything up over here. Anything that we took from them out over this way, it might be. This one, it didn't, though. Interesting. Well, that we would have taken from our old Federation partner, actually. So that makes sense. Indeed. Okay, well, we'll get them taken care of. It's no big deal. It's absolutely fine. So the 11th Corolla, we're going to continue to reinforce there. It is now done. Looks good. And I'm just checking through these to see if we lost any additional ships. We did not, so that looks fine.
Predatory shelter engaged.
Okay, this is going to take a little while, but we'll get that taken care of. That's not a big deal. Titan hull points plus 10% is cool. We could also take Giga Cannons, which would be neat. Not that we're going to use them anytime soon. Not at the rate that we're having wars, but this is fine. Presumably, we've just about gotten these stations down, right? Unfortunately, we just keep splitting our fire and going back and forth between them like this. It's not very smart of us, but it's a bug. What are you going to do? Okay, so down over this direction, they're attacking in region, and this is not surprising at all. I'm going to leave our teeny tiny little Federation fleet here, and our other forces are going to head up to attack these guys in region. I want to get this taken care of. So that'll be fine, and we're going to take Alioth very shortly here. So that looks good. And yeah, we're going to get region back under our control very, very shortly. So out over this direction, we've finished up attacking in Grugmora, and we're now going to go take this. Perfect. Where's this at? A hostile station in Mulbion. Oh, okay. This was not here a bit ago.
Predatory shelter engaged.
Is this something new? Are they spawning these in our territory?
The wild
Because this construction ship was not having that issue a bit ago. Interesting. Well, Algol is back under control now, and this is absolutely fine here. I want to go take Barbin, since apparently they have 2 stations here, so we'll get those under our control. I have to assume that's some sort of a bug. It's very odd. But maybe it isn't. Who knows? So we've got these 2 forces in Alioth at this moment, and we can see that the Agarian League is definitely massing some forces around this way. Our 2 fleets that are in Alioth are not going to be able to hold that at this time. But what we can do is we can launch an attack out over this direction, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Why are you at -5 days to getting to the next system? Okay. Sure. So that's all fine. We're going to be attacking right out over here.
Invasive growth engaged.
And we jumped right on top of them. This is actually pretty over. I didn't realize their positioning here. This is really bad for them. Our maulers are going to be highly effective here. At least on the first pass. Extraordinarily effective.
Predatory shelter
So they didn't
engaged.
retreat there, that's for sure. We're going to go ahead and take this starbase back, and then I want to go hit Hydrobius. Because we're going to need to have forces down in this direction soon enough. Now, obviously, this fleet that we've got here is pathetic, and it is not going to be very effective at doing any damage here other than building up a little devastation, which is exactly the point. So that seems fine for now. This dimensional fleet might try to make a run on Kellendine. It very well might. I want to get this communications jammer in here and make that be the top priority. And we'll do that. I'm going to pull this fleet back as soon as it's done taking out this station, which is not going to be very difficult for it, in all honesty. So we'll get that completed, and yeah, we're going to pull back and defend the station, because I think that dimensional fleet they might be making a run at. So let's head back over here. Yeah, they're definitely heading this direction. They've got multiple large forces heading this way. That's okay. These guys are going to be hitting here, and they'll have this station taken out almost immediately, because it's right in the path of our maulers and weavers, so they can actually do damage to it. And it's basically gone already. Okay, there we go. And we're attacking in Hydrobius shortly. They're definitely going to be attacking in Kellendine. There's no doubt about this. Okay. So this is under control now. We're going to head to Kellendine. Absolutely. So how long before we get there? We're going to be there in 43 days here and 25 days here. Noted. We are full on our energy credits. I want to sell those. And we're going to use those probably for food replacements. Right now, we don't need any. So I think we'll just bank that for the moment. Astral Rift pending. Sure, whatever. That seems fine. The next thing that we need to do, of course, is defend Kellendine. And we're watching for when they're going to jump through here. Interesting. These guys are leaving the system. Okay. Their dimensional fleet is slow. Their dimensional fleet is very slow. So this is going to be where they're putting the bulk of their punch, right? We're going to be here in 32 days, and these guys are going to be here in
Predatory
10.
shelter engaged.
So we've got some defenses here. They have a lot more fleet power, but I think we'll perform pretty well against them here. And we're definitely... Okay, they jumped instantly upon arrival. That's noted. We're going to need to turn on our edicts. No doubt about this. So, we're going to turn on astral shielding. That's going to be big for us. We're going to turn on exotic gases as fuel, shield boost, volatile ammunition, volatile explosives, volatile reactive armor, and focusing crystals. Now, where does that put us in our resources? Okay, we're going to need more volatile motes, almost certainly. I'm going to buy 1,000 of them for now. And that'll boost up our fleet power pretty significantly. This guy's still evading hostiles? Weird. Okay, that's very much a bug, I think. So at this point, we've got this going on. Our second fleet just came in, and we'll see how we do here. This will be very interesting. We've got our station, we've got our 2 fleets here, and they've got quite a lot more fleet power, but a lot of that fleet power is in their dimensional fleet, which we perform extremely well against. Now, I want to check in here and see. We're on Fortify the Border, I believe. I don't think it's an edict that we need to get ourselves... We're still positive on Astral Threads, surprisingly. I'm going to turn on Astral Binding for now. But I don't think it's an edict that we need to turn on to have defensive firepower. I think that's something in our traditions. Is that correct? I believe it might be under Unyielding. While in a defensive war against another empire, ship build speed is increased by 33%. In addition, the ship fire rate is increased by 15% for ships within your borders. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Okay, let's see how this battle plays out. This is going to be real interesting. We're going to be harassing them from long range as they attempt to close. That's going to be very beneficial for us, for sure. But they have a lot of power here. And we're very much hanging out over by the starbase, which is actually kind of ideal. We want to force them to come over and engage us at the starbase. Those stingers are probably going to go away, though. These guys right up over here, they're not going to last, unfortunately. But that's okay. Okay, so Psionic Theory is finished. We can absolutely go for improved production. That sounds great. So they're pretty behind here, really. We're going to trade really, really well here, I think. Yeah, we're trading incredibly well here. This is pretty much what I expected to see. They're putting a lot of their firepower into the station, which is really good for us. Our ships are just tearing into them at this moment. They're doing very badly in this fight. They're doing very, very badly. So I want to check in on some of our other situations out over here. Aha! So they have come through up over here as well, and I'm not terribly surprised about that. These guys, they're still trying to fight these two. This is going to be rough for them. They might lose that battle. We'll see. I'm interested in pulling these 3 units back over this direction to help deal with this incursion. So we'll get going on that. That's fine. I'm not going to do a big reinforce until this battle is over, for sure. We're going to have to spend a lot of resources on reinforcing. But they're taking a lot of damage here.
Shelter lost.
Interesting that the station flipped over to them there. That's exciting. I don't know why that happened. That shouldn't have. That's not how that works, but okay. Their dimensional fleet retreated, and now their other fleets are going to retreat as well. Or just get blown up. That works too. So obviously, we definitely took some damage here. There's no doubt about that. We're going to remain here, and these two fleets here, they're going to need some work. So we need to get a good amount of maulers in here. So these are going to be juvenile maulers. We're going to need a decent number of weavers. Well, 3. And then we need just 1 juvenile stinger. Okay, that's not bad. And then the other fleet over here is the Flourishing Corolla. So this is going to need a bunch of maulers for sure. So we're going to need to add in the juveniles here. There we go. And then these are going to be weavers like so. There we go. And then we need 2 stingers as well. Honestly, we took a lot less than I thought we were going to take there. So let's get that going. And apparently that decided to split off one of our weavers for some reason. I don't know what that reason is, but sure. And then this one is now at full strength as well. So those are going to be repaired. And we do actually see another fleet coming in here. That's going to be very bad for them. We are going to have to deal with this situation out over here, of course. Our fleet is not in a good position, but actually they came in and attacked our weavers and our maulers, so we might be in a pretty good spot to fight them here, unless they bring in more of these fleets. And this construction ship is just stuck,
Shelter lost.
so there's that. There's nothing we can do about that. It's probably just going to be destroyed. Okay, astral shielding was just canceled. That's understood. So we're going to eliminate this fleet at long last. And yeah, we're going to take a lot of damage here, but that went pretty well, really. And now the question is, will we take out these stations anytime soon? Well, no, but we have additional forces on the way in, so that is fine. So they're attacking us once again out over this direction, and once again, this is going to go poorly for them. Honestly, you can see just how much they're building up in space battles. They're losing this war pretty badly. I don't know why they declared it, to be honest. Like I said, we're in a much better position than we were last time. So we're going to enter orbit once again here. And we're just going to keep holding at Kellendine for now. So that seems fine. These guys are just holding here for the moment. We do need to deal with this incursion. That is absolutely a significant issue for us. I do want to go through all of our fleets at this moment, so I'm just going to do so. And we're going to get ourselves an additional juvenile weaver here. Nothing else needed there. We're going to need some maulers here. That's going to be rather a lot of them. Actually, that's not that many. We do need these juvenile weavers here. We're going to need 2 additional, and then we're going to need 1 additional stinger here. There we go. That fleet is at full strength. Next up, we've got this fleet. We need 1 stinger, and that's it. So we just need to bring that in. That's at full strength. Okay, next down over here, this is going to be just 3 weavers, and we'll put in the juvenile weavers here. There we go. And that's at full strength. And then we've got this fleet here, which is going to be needing a few extra maulers. We'll get those in there, and we're going to need... That's it. That's actually it. And then we've got the 11th Corolla here. And this has quite a bit that it needs. We need to get some maulers in there. And we'll need to get a single weaver. We don't actually have any elder weavers here yet. And this is going to be a single harbinger as well. Okay, we're lacking food, but otherwise that is good to go. So we've got this new fleet here, which should be at 0 and should actually be just disbanded. There we go. And then Skyfall Voidwings over here. So yeah, that all seems correct at this moment. Cool. So that looks good. We'll get some reinforcements in over here. And these guys, they're going to be continuing to attack these stations for a ridiculously long amount of time, unfortunately. It's going to take them a little bit. No doubt about that. Luckily, our reinforcements are almost here, and they will push back these guys. So they're coming in to attack us at Barban, and this is not surprising. But we're going to come in at the Hyper Relay, and this is not going to be good for them. And there we are. So we'll take out this outpost right away. No problem there. And everything else that they've got. What is out over here? It's a Harbinger. Okay. I'm not entirely sure why we're attacking our own Harbingers, but sure. I mean, it seems to be working. We seem to be winning this war handily, so I'll take it, I guess. Seems fine. I'm assuming these guys should be getting repair by now. Kinda. They're kinda getting repair. They both have automated repair systems, so that's where they're getting that. But they're not, I think, getting repair from the starbase yet. The starbase does need some more work. And we'll get that going as soon as it can. But as of right now, it's not ready for that. So out over this direction, we're just absolutely wrecking this fleet, presumably, even with our maulers swarming out over here for no reason. But we'll get that taken care of. Wonderful. So this fleet here, it really needs to go get repairs. And where's the best place to do that? Honestly, it's like back over here, but that's pretty far away. I'm going to actually send it to Litigina. So we'll head out over that direction. Can we get automated repairs? No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. Everything else here that isn't going to Litigina is going to be pushing up over this direction, but I'm going to send the Whirling Corolla. Actually, multiple are... Okay, yeah, just do that. We're going to send one fleet this direction, and then the other fleets are going to go up this way, and we're going to take out that wormhole. They're going to be sending more fleets through this, presumably, but we'll just pop through the other side and make sure that we control that. But for now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue easily winning this war. I don't know what their plan was, to be honest. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.